our boats. Let's get some water, anything you may want to bring into the field, any snacks. We have tons of snacks. Yeah, and we'll get rolling.
So guys, welcome back to the channel. It has been some months since we created a video here on YouTube, but I hope you guys have been great, man. My name is Jacob Jackson, better known as the Herpero, and I am out here with an amazing organization based out of the New Orleans area that does glass recycling. And what they've done today, and what I've also been helping with, is some coastal restoration work with about 50 tons of recycled glass that's been pulverized into sand in these huge burlap sacks that have been donated from different coffee shops around the local area, as well as the United States. They've turned this glass into sand that can be used for restoration for these marsh areas that I have behind me here. So we've got some plants that have been replanted to, you know, recreate that marsh area, help with the growth and keep the water and everything in. And hopefully, you know, as this wall builds up sediment, it will turn this back into a natural little marsh area. So Fran is super knowledgeable on the subject, and she runs an amazing organization based out of New Orleans, like I explained earlier. So let her take it away, introduce you guys to some of the videos, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Always, as always, make sure to like and leave a comment. Have a great day, guys.
Hey y'all, my name is Francisca Troutman. I am the co-founder and CEO of Glass Half Full. Glass Half Full recycles glass in the New Orleans area into sand and gravel. And the sand we use for coastal restoration here in Louisiana. So I'm out here at Big Branch Wildlife Refuge. We brought 100,000 pounds of sand out here. That's about 200,000 beer bottles. We bagged it in biodegradable burlap that we got from coffee roasters around New Orleans. So literally the entire bag is recycled material and biodegradable. So we put these bags out to build a berm, which is essentially a wall that we are using to repair a blowout. And a blowout is essentially what happens when usually a storm, so for this area, Hurricane Ida rolled in and just completely blew out the marsh in this area and made a cut, allowing water to flow through here, which doesn't allow for plants to take root. And so we're using this berm to block the wave action and also trap sediment in this area so that this bulrush that we planted has a better chance of taking root and growing back into a healthy marsh. We did the same kind of project last year, and that area is essentially restored back to original marshland. And so we're hoping we can do the same here with the 100,000 pounds of sand wall and bulrush. Comes in, if you can, immediately switch to working on unloading it, because that's our limiting factor in this whole project, is how quickly we can get the sand out here. So the quicker we can unload, the better. So with that, I think the best thing to do would be to make an assembly line once the boat gets here. So we'll need 4 to 6 people on the boat, which will be unloading the sand from the boat onto the pirogues and the sleds. That's the hardest job. So you want to be strong and ready for that if you choose that adventure. And then everyone else will be lined up from that pirogue to the wall, whatever's the quickest route to the wall. And basically once it's full, we'll just slide it down one by one. So the easiest job will be whoever's in the middle, just kind of sliding the thing down, making sure it gets there, and once it's emptied, it gets back. Second hardest job will be unloading the pirogue or the sled onto the wall. So just keep that in mind as you assemble. We'll probably have 8 boat unloadings today. Some will be really, really big on the barge. Some will be pretty small, just 1 or 2 sacks on the platoon. So keep that in mind. We can always switch and rotate out, but highest priority should be unloading those bags. And then once the boat's gone and we're unloaded, as you can see, we have piles of sand. So we'll place it after the boat leaves. And basically we've already built the structure of the wall. Right now we're just making it a little higher and a little wider. And then once we're done with that, we'll move on to another blowout pretty close by. You'll see there are dips in the wall. That's intentional to allow for fish and animals and water to exchange. So we're not completely blocking off the marsh from any of that flow. The point of the wall is to block most of the wave action and then trap sediment from getting out. In between the boat loads, we'll also plant some bulrush, and I'll let you explain that.
I'm Matt Seja. I'm the forester here at Big Branch. So we've got about 6 bags of the bulrush there under all that burlap. So there'll be some downtime between loads. That barge takes like an hour and change to get here and back with a bunch of sand. So we've planted a bunch already, as you can see. And with the rest of this, we want to be planting right behind that berm to sort of back it up and really anchor it in place with all the roots. So we'll plant it behind the berm, and we might even plant some outside as well, scatter it around a bit. We'll use these dibble bars here. Some of y'all were here yesterday. We can do a little planting demo out here if you want. So the way you do this, you've got this little thing right here for your foot. You just press down all the way, push and pull forward a bit to make that hole. And then while it's still in and pulled back, you just shove it down there, kind of wiggle it a little bit, get all the roots down in, and be pushing down on it as you pull out. And then you're just gonna kind of pack it in with your foot. You know, slide some mud in there. And if you can kind of lightly tug it and it doesn't come out, then you're good. The first one.
So we've set up a transect line here so we can run our vegetation transects along here as well. So we can always come in. I think these are actually just outside. This is a 2 by 2 meter square that we've created. So you're going to be being able to eyeball based off of this where the other 2 ends of the square are. And from here, we'll be able to once a month, every 30 to 45 days, come out and measure if there's any new vegetation, any growth, what the density is, what the heights are they healthy, and also take pictures. As of right now, in this plot, we have nothing in it. So it's going to be 0, but hopefully in a couple months you can check back and we'll start to see our plants starting to spread and grow in and around our different veg plots. But being able to measure the same exact spot over and over again is going to give us a very good idea, a representation of the area as a total and what kind of new growth we're seeing. I'm really excited to see what it looks like after this growing season.
Thank you for joining me on this journey to protect our planet. Subscribe to join the movement for a sustainable future. Together, we can make a difference. See you next time.